Hey guys, how's it going? It's Mr. Davis here. I hope you guys enjoyed learning about Latin America. Before we get started, I hope that all of you guys are safe and your families are healthy. Today we are going to be focused on Europe and Russia. The questions that we hope to answer are why is Europe a region and why is Russia a region? The first thing we're going to talk about is Russia's location. So Russia is located at the heart of the land of the hemisphere, has maximum contact with the rest of the world. As you guys can see, they're right here. And every part of Europe is close to the sea. This is very important when we start talking about imports and exports. To give you guys an idea of how big Europe is in comparison to the US, you guys can see that Europe is smaller than the US. Throughout Europe, there are 4 regions. As you guys look at this map, you guys can see Northern Europe is right here, Western Europe is right here, Southern Europe or Mediterranean Europe is right here in the green, and Eastern Europe is here in the yellow, which is by far the biggest. So when talking about the landforms and resources, you guys can see on this map that Europe is a large peninsula stretching to the west of Asia. Europe has a lot of peninsulas, and the major peninsulas are the ones listed right here. The most well-known peninsula is the Italian peninsula, which is right here. Here are the islands throughout Europe. Here's the list. The biggest one I want to talk about is Sicily, which is right here. Okay, it's close to 10,000 square miles. So it's very big. Throughout Europe, there are a lot of mountains and uplands. Here are the 5 main mountains and uplands. You have the Alps, Pyrenees, Apennine Mountains, the Balkan Mountains, and the Carpathian Mountains. If you look at this map, you will see those 5 major mountains and uplands. So you have Pyrenees right here, Apennines right here, the Alps, you have the Balkans right here, and then you have the Carpathian Mountains right here. As you guys look at this map, you'll see there are many rivers throughout Europe. The most well-known river is the Volga River, which is right here, stretches across most of Eastern Europe. The word Volga is derived from a Slavic word meaning moisture and wetness. Along this river route, there are 10 dams. Now on to climates throughout Europe. The first climate we're going to talk about is throughout Western Europe, which has the marine west coast climate, which entails mild winters, cool summers, abundant rainfall. Interesting fact about this is the westerly winds carry warm, moist air across this surface. All right, now onto the Southern Europe climate, which has a Mediterranean climate, which includes warm, dry summers and mild and rainy winters. The Alps block the moist Atlantic winds, which leads to less precipitation in Southern Europe. Now on to the Eastern and Northern Europe climate. Here there is a humid continental climate. Now what's interesting about this area is that the Atlantic currents have less influence on the climate in this area. So what that means is that the summer and winter temperatures may vary. So during these seasons, the temperatures are never the same. Now on to the human environment interaction. We're going to talk about Venice, Italy, which has more than 150 canals. So now they can move things on wheels, but most of the travel is by water. In this area, they have a lot of swampy land, which makes construction very difficult and also cause the city to gradually sink over time. Here is a picture of Venice, Italy. As you guys can see, they are traveling by boat. Human and environment interaction continued. throughout Europe, there is a lot of deforestation, which is caused from the acid rain. Now, acid rain is caused because the factories produce high amounts of sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide emissions. These emissions mix with the water and oxygen to form acid rain and snow, which eventually causes deforestation. Now we're going to talk about urbanization, which is the shift from rural areas into urbanized areas. 73% of Europeans live in the cities. Here are the most urbanized countries, which Germany and France are on that list. The least urbanized country is Albania. Now on to population. When you guys look at this map, you'll see that the more dense areas in terms of population are more west. Now, Europe is going through a changing population, which population is falling, fewer young people are living there, and there is a smaller working age population. Now, immigration is offsetting these losses. Now we're going to dive into the regions and their characteristics. So the Northern Europe region, it consists of these countries. You guys that got the map, Northern Europe is right here. Characteristics of the Northern European people are a high population density. They are divided by language and high immigrant/refugee population. Now on to Western Europe. Okay, these are the Western Europe countries, and the dominant countries are France and Germany. The characteristics of Western Europe are densely populated urban areas, suburban migration, and immigrant population influenced by guest workers. Now on to Southern Europe. Italy, Spain, Greece, Portugal, and Vatican City make up the Southern Europe region. On this map, you can see it is right here. Now on to Eastern Europe. Eastern Europe consists of these 19 countries. You guys look at this map, you'll see it is the countries that are colored. Now on to the Eastern European people. Now they are ethnically Slavic. There's the Eastern Slavs, the Western Slavs, and the Southern Slavs. Now more on Eastern European people, density and distribution influenced by geographic features. Now migration and immigration, so exit, so the leaving of these areas were influenced by World War II, and their industries throughout this region has led to an influx of people moving to the city, so becoming more urban. Now we're going to talk about what makes Russia a region. Now Russia is about twice the size of the United States. If you guys look at this map, you see here is Russia, east moving west. It is fairly larger than the United States. Now on to the physical features. Throughout Russia, you have the Ural Mountains and the Caucasus Mountains. Ural Mountains are a series of mountains that stand about 2,000 feet. Now, this set of mountains are unique because they separate Northern European plains from the Western Siberian plains. Now, the Caucasus Mountain has the highest point, which is Mount Elbrus, which is 18,510 feet. You guys look at this picture, you'll see these are the Ural Mountains. So they average about 2,000 feet. Now on to the rivers in Russia. Russia's longest rivers are located in Siberia. They flow to the Arctic. Now we did talk about the Volga River, which is the largest river in Europe. Now this river does flow through central Russia and into the Caspian Sea. Now it's important to talk about in Russia because it makes up 1/3 of Russia's water and supplies hydroelectric power throughout Russia. Okay, more on physical features throughout Russia. We're going to talk about the forest. Now, there is the taiga. Yes, it is pronounced taiga like the rapper, and no, it is not Rack City. It does cover 2/5 of Russia, is the size of the United States, and contains 1/2 of the world's softwood. Now, softwood is used for construction purposes in terms of doors, fixtures. More on rivers in Russia. So here are the list of the Siberian rivers. Lena is the biggest river. Mura is the river that borders between Russia and China. Now it is very important because it is the main food producing area. On this map, you can see the river Amur right here. Okay, it is the border between Russia and China. Now on natural resources throughout Russia. Now, to highlight a few of the natural resources here, okay, 60% of the world's coal, okay, is in Russia, and Russia produces the most dry natural gas than any other country in the world. Now on to the high latitude climates, which consist of the tundra and the subarctic. Tundra covers 10% of Russia, while the subarctic covers most of the region. Now the subarctic has cold winters and short summers. The mid-latitude climates consist of the humid continental and the steppe. Now, in Moscow, which is the capital of Russia, it ranges from 9 degrees to 21 degrees in January, while the steppe is dry summers and long winters. Now, in this area, it is rich soil, which allows for sunflowers, mints, and beans to be grown there. In terms of population, okay, Russia is the sixth most populous country in the world. Now, 75% of all Russians live in areas between Belarus and the Ukraine borders. Now on this map, okay, I give you guys the urban population of Russia. You'll see that the bigger circle means that it's over 8 million. Okay, middle-sized circle means that it is between 4 million and 8 million people, while the smaller circles is between 1 million and 4 million. Now, Moscow is the most populous location in Russia. If you guys look at this map, you'll see that most of the urban population is in West Russia. Okay, not a lot of people east. All right, now we're going to look at what Russia looks like today. So, Russia now has a market economy. Before Mikhail Gorbachev took over in 1985, they had a command economy. Now in a command economy, the central authority makes all of the economic decisions. Okay. Now, once they moved into a market economy, they relied heavily on industries which produced petroleum, iron ore, and nickel. Now, with those industries, caused a lot of pollution, which impacted their fresh water. All right, guys, now that concludes this presentation. I appreciate you guys for sitting through this. I hope that you guys learned what makes Europe a region and what makes Russia a region. I hope that you guys all continue to stay healthy and safe, and I hope that you guys enjoy this video and that this lesson is very helpful to you. All right, have a good one.